Next week will mark 1 year since torrential rains rolled through Vermont. Most impacted Vermonters say they are doing better, but some are still dealing with headaches over physical labor or FEMA paperwork. ABC 22's Matt Holderman heard from people in Londonderry.
Well, what a difference a calendar year can make. Had I been standing here in the West River 51 weeks ago, I'd be completely underwater, probably swept half a mile down the stream by now. A lot of Vermont communities along rivers just like this one remember those couple of days all too well still and have worked hard over the past year to recover from them. And while a lot of communities are all smiles now and are pretty much back to normal, there are still some lingering frustrations with the flood and with FEMA.
I'm hoping that they will accept our final list as we sent it this morning.
Bev Jelly has run one of Londonderry's staple food and drink stops for decades, and just like much of the town, it's right along the West River and was destroyed during the floods. She and her family have spent the past year rebuilding and doing FEMA paperwork behind the scenes. She says they finally sent in their final damage report a few months ago, hoping to get some financial aid, and they finally received a response from FEMA just a few days ago.
I heard from them on Thursday of last week that they will not accept the lists as I submitted them, and they want us to do it all over again.
Business owners like Jelly aren't the only ones having a hard time. Homeowners like Fran Janik from the nearby town of Jamaica are struggling through the FEMA bylaws and a process too. Janik says his home's foundation was wrecked in the floods, and it took FEMA 3 inspections to determine what help they could offer him. Although he did eventually get some money, he says it wasn't near enough.
I've got over 700 pages in my file, and I've got more money from FEMA probably than most people in Vermont, but I still can not get what I need to repair my home.
Vermont Senator Peter Welch and Congresswoman Becca Ballant were in Londonderry Tuesday morning to hear from people like Janik, and plenty of local leaders and residents did show up, sharing a continued need for help. One issue that came up a few times was the clashing of Vermont regulations and FEMA regulations, and both Welch and Ballant want to work to make recovery more localized next time around.
They're told the rule is X one day and it's Y the next. I mean, that's really unacceptable. I do think it's more important to give flexibility to local folks. They'll get the job done.
We need to make sure that the money that is being dispersed, that it goes to those communities to spend it as they see wisely.
In Londonderry, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.